Feedback loop. spot, ready to go.
Yeah, they were all up here. Yeah, they got players for them.
Yeah, they're going down the court.
Jared must have said, you got right out.
All I know is coming back up, I ran down the shop, man, they were like, I didn't get out of the way, I never come down this way.
Yeah, it was a thundering lead, I heard. Thundering lead. Good band.
I'm like that even for a song. Thundering lead. You like kids, like your song, you like kids.
I mean, doing that. People from the board.
Yeah, watch it. Walk around and stuff, I just have to just go to this meeting.
Oh,
He's fine. But I woke up, I served you, felt like Charlie. Like progressively got worse over the course of 8 days. Took off the eight days. And here, all the way down, you can see my ankle, I started feeling black and blue, black and blue.
really?
Oh, yeah, they rushed me, they thought I had a block there.
Yeah.
Well, prior to that, I came home, I thought, you get solution, and I looked it up, and watching it, and I looked it up, so yeah, it's normal, you know, some solution right there, and absorb it through the body. That's what happened. So they gave the blood thinner, but yeah, that shot, that's like a rain shot. Bruising you out. But this is what my leg looked like. From here to here, you could see my ankle, you know, I got ankle still. Yeah, it was gone. But it's all subsided, the bruising's still there.
40 years ago, when I had my knee, so 40 years ago. And I had, it fluid,
Did you tear it?
pouring fun in there next to me. And, Berlin actually, right, he was just got in town, really did a little bit. Talking about the first meeting. But I had, I mean, it was the fluid so much. The first time I went in, it said 60 cc of fluid outside the knee. And it was one of those things where the needle looks like this long, right? You see it like, oh, a little bit. And they stick it down in the middle. It really felt like this.
Yeah, for sure.
I about passed out.
Oh, yeah.
I was a college kid. I mean, I was like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. And, you know, the bolt sucked it out. I looked at it, emptied it, brought it back. Did that 3 times, 40 cc per needle. And it felt great for about 5 minutes. And I'm walking back to the car, I could just feel the fluid like filling back in. Like, this is the time that you get. Well, I had problems for a while on that. And it's, I'm going to have it replaced. You know, it's great. Yeah, it's, I can't straighten it out. It's arthritis. It's bone on bone, and the arthritis, I can't straighten it. I can't. It's not like I want pain. I don't really have a lot of pain. Maybe if I do a lot and work on it. Like after a softball double header, I usually pop about 3 Advil and just something because I know
I'll do it before it.
I believe it. I've done that 2 weeks ago. Or if I'm like on game days, especially football, I don't like eat all day. And then I can like feel it. But otherwise, I don't have much problem. But it's the point where if I don't get it fixed, I'm going to just feel it out. I'm just going to do it.
Well, I'm so surprised because I didn't know how many issues. I had this one scope last, well, years and a half ago, because of COVID. I couldn't get this one. I feel it both out. Pretty much with both of my meniscus. This one I did hurt so bad for it that it was hanging. Every time I bit my leg, it would catch, and it fell off somebody's tasing or something. So he had to pick up that outside. And this was that was cleaning up my foot. Just a rib. And then it is almost healed, and a fracture. It is almost almost healed for a good year and a half. He said, you still want to do it? I'm like, well, you're the doctor. You tell me, he goes, well, you're going to play ball. I said, let's do it now. Let's go. And then I woke up and oh, get that. I was scared.
You know, friends, I did mine doing basketball. I split turn and if you get a switch spot or something, like, and the leg went out sideways and I banged my knee on the floor. Oh, God. And so, while it was torn, that night I thought somebody was drilling a hole in my knee. Like, you know, I mean, after about 3 hours, it hurt, but in the middle of the night, it felt like somebody was pumping a drill. And what was happening was I could be walking fine, and then just a little piece would slip in and out. And then all of a sudden, it would flip in there, and my knee would lock.
I know what you're talking about because I had that hanging like this piece. So when it got hung up,
Yeah, as you walk, I said, I couldn't stand up, was fall.
So it would be fun for a while. Then it went flip in there, you just kind of use it out.
you're not happy when you do that. I mean, that's kind of so.
Oh,
And I've got these buddies that done both of them now. And I just walk on, just do it.
yeah, I know. I thought it was
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna get Tom again. I think I talked a little bit of it. And I had no idea what was involved in that.
But he was back.
Just like James said, figure,
It was very easy for.
he said the first month, you can focus on your rehab therapy. That first month, you'll pay off for that. The first 2 weeks don't have to do anything. And you can start eating away, but you can still, you know, that is your priority. Make sure you get stuff done.
Yeah.
First month, and then you start, you know, growing.
See, that's what I understand about the scope. They got these 2 days after they scope it. Start your physical therapy. It says evaluation, but they start.
Well, they said, like, you were fine, like, that afternoon, they got you up. I'm already going to put you out, but you know.
You know what happened last year, when you really just went out, 2 guys had a duel, because one guy, you see, the other guy.
I had to throw his wife out of the meeting yesterday, Doug.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And I've known Lex for 30 years.
She thought it was open.
I know she did. I know she did.
Yeah, I
Never knew really.
There's a lot of people there too, I mean, with all the university people,
There was staff, yeah, everybody in there, well, yeah. No, there's a couple of alumni, I think, on that board.
Well, yeah, numerous of
Or
board,
other boards, some on board.
there were other people there that, you know, that were, she's not at the university anymore anyway. I mean, she was teaching last year, and I think, and that wouldn't matter anyway, would it?
No. If we had, listen, if this stuff hadn't come up with it for a while, I tell you, I checked on the open meeting part of it a while back. With God, you know, he's doing something, you know, big intelligence, right? And I don't know what is that or not, you know? And they said they had purposely kind of create that door of my office, so it's one big quality of open meeting.
That seems to be done.
No,
Now,
what's again, I'm just saying, hey, guys. I am. Yep, everything's good. Yep. Not here, yeah, we're all good. I think what will end up happening is, Roger Dennis, who's our new
Keep
operations.
up with that.
He presented for about an hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes about all the plans. And it was mainly PowerPoint, but I think whoever she says it doesn't matter.
So she's stuck with money.
I know.
That's what it's all about.
We all know that, we get it, and it's fine, but that's all, that way,
She just seems to get, good. Which I do too.
Well,
But I'm not.
but, one thing that Roger did yesterday, and I know someone who's doing all that, is why that number is what it is, and why it's not nearly as bad as it looks. With especially with such compared to the school, and how their numbers and how they got to them.
You've always got a lot of donors who commit stuff.
Yeah.
What you tell me.
It's correct, that's one of the big points we made, the foundation had we've got almost $90 million sitting in the foundation over there.
See,
Yeah, for the project, but they don't come due until the project's done, right? So
no, I don't understand. What does that mean?
those are money, donations. So for instance,
You mean promises or actual money?
So, for instance, let's talk about solar PV. I know he's going to he's in front of the
Yeah.
It's basically a bridge loan. Like when you build a house, you buy, you get a bridge loan, it's a bridge from your sale of your house, so you still have to live in a house a lot of times. So while you're living in your house, and while you're building a house, you need something to pay the contract. It's called a bridge loan. This is basically what these are, and so some of this money has been already donated. Everything, the checks already in, and it's sitting over in the foundation to pay for these projects, but the bridge loan is internal, and then when it gets to, when the project's done and paid off, then everything's paid through the foundation. So it's
I don't understand I don't understand why you need to own if you got the money.
well, because a lot of times that loan fee is before you start the project. I mean, you gotta have everything in place to get it approved by campus, you gotta have a lot of times to get everything approved. It needs to be explained by Roger rather than me, because he was amazing, he's an attorney, you can tell, he's got point, this is where it is, this is why we can explain it to the people that understand it. I walked away with, okay, well, it's a lot.
Well, I know it's too confusing for you, but I know for just as an example, you have X number of dollars, let's just say forever, and you have to pay the contract, and then you borrow the money. Or you get a donor steps forward and say, I'm gonna give you 10 million, what you said. Well, the problem with that, we have our donors that are gonna give us 10 million, and one's gonna pay it off in 3 years, and one's gonna pay it all in 5 years, and one's gonna pay it, and it's so confusing. You can't, how do you explain it?
Well, and there's another really good example you brought up was, North Carolina, with, like their debt service, their debt number, in Kentucky does this, and they have their own organization or corporation. So it's almost like a private corporation who raises the money for, their own, right? So they raise the money for it, they build it, with the money that they raise, donors, their development staff, and then when it's over, they sell it to the university or whatever, to move that ownership over, but it's done outside, so that money never shows up on, that never shows up on the athletic department or the university role, because it's done outside the purview of the actual department. Kansas has done that, you showed 3 examples, Kentucky, Kansas, and North Carolina, all these.
So do you think we got out of that, do you think that we always do way convinced of anything, or should we just?
I don't know, attorney, he thanked, Josh and Roger, usually for, we're so open and doing so much, and we're explaining all that stuff, and a lot of it is just, we want to see that aspect, and all that stuff before, just never ask the question. like, you mean like, this is kind of really, the other day, no, he said,
I think that'll be now.
oh, very sure. Yeah.
It's probably not a huge deal, but.
Yeah. So that's the only thing more.
That's not buying into the role identity appropriate, huh? What color are you gonna wear? Black, like a fucking soul. Simple no. I don't know, let's see. Looks like Warriors? Nope.
Hi, everybody.
Okay.
What color are we supposed to wear tomorrow?
Let's see, where's press row at? About right here. I'm gonna be in orange. It looks like we're in front of, well, all the lower, the orange crush is all orange, so. I don't know, I'm gonna go orange.
Well, it's good to know where you're gonna be. Maybe
I'm not.
All the way, yeah. You want?
What are you gonna wear?
I'm gonna have orange tomorrow. I'm gonna go orange. You guys need a sound check back there, or you guys get it?
Hey, Doug, if you see the little green light going on and off on mine, that'll be good.
Yesterday, maybe?
Sound check, testing, 1, 2, 3, sound check, check, check. Siblings, check, check. Test, test, check. All good? White balance?
Sure, maybe, but also.
Scott, any white balance?
Good one.
Yeah.
Like.
My eyes are
Balance,
fine.
balance, aperture in your eyes. All right.
Get anything else scheduled for Sunday?
So next Wednesday is a sunny day. We're still a little bit tentative with the time, but right now we're looking at something in the middle of the day. Probably right now we are tentatively looking at 12:30 presser, lunch 11:45. So,
Across the street or?
we'll be on the 8th level. It won't be in combo. Last couple of years we've had some kind of basketball, football combo just because of the way the schedule worked out.
Do you imagine assistants and coordinators will be made available?
I don't know. Maybe too early to tell that. I think Brett was gonna try to get, when he comes back off the road this weekend, was kind of get to it and get more detail and sit down and come over there. But that's like 10 for look. It seems like that's gonna fit with all the signing off and everything, so. Sounds very staged, I think.
Well, all right, I'll be there.
Okay. There'd be gravy with it. Yeah.
Mashed potatoes?
Mashed potatoes, green beans.
Good night.
I just saw the menu yesterday afternoon. I was like, oh, I guess that works.
What's the tomorrow look like downstairs? Oh, it's that good, okay. For the world to see.
What's that mode?
Portillo's?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Big fan, Lauren?
Yeah, I'll tell you, Bond, get him over here. I'll send that a message. He'll be celebrating all day.
Ed never misses. He's down there early and often. Really worried about it.
Well, I don't want
Really? What
I think
else?
they handed down a punishment for me. He got 2 games and some scholarship deduction.
4 years of probation,
Probably
2 scholarships down for all 4 years.
Probation need no postseason.
No,
$3,000 fine plus plus 5% of the basketball budget.
They get those. They get those.
You know, the scholarships, at one point in time, when you could only offer the number of scholarships you had available, I mean, it wasn't like you could offer 5, like today you can offer basically unlimited, right?
72 people in the class of 2022.
There's a different rule. Like when we had the scholarship, Laura, we had the scholarship, right? Back in the early 90s, we had 2 scholarships for the 2 years in a row.
He had to cancel one. He had
And you can't one to offer, that's already committed.
Yeah, he had to cancel it.
But I think we even had to, I don't even think we could offer more than what we could.
He had to get Collins to, he had to cut Collins in order to take Gandy.
Yeah, yeah. Hi, Coach.
Good morning or afternoon, what is it? Afternoon.
Everybody ready?
Noel's costume?
I got the mic when you guys are ready for questions, so after coach is open.
Coming off a nice road win, I felt really good about escaping Iowa City. I thought we played pretty solid. I obviously we turned the ball a little bit, and that was unfortunate. But I thought our half-court offense was really good. I thought other than a couple of opportunities late, we were pretty dialed in on the defensive side. But and obviously plus 29 on the glass was something to feel good about and help us win the game and overcome the turnovers. But as always, is one thing I think that I've done here in my time is we're going to try to play people and play really good people. And we're excited to have Arizona in the return of what was a home and home. Obviously didn't play the game last year due to COVID and travel restrictions that made it pretty difficult to try to set that date. But one of the elite programs in the history of college basketball. You're talking about a program with rich tradition and great fan base. Tommy's in his first year. Obviously, Tommy paid his dues at Gonzaga, had unparalleled success there on the recruiting front, and inherits a tremendous program, and is doing a nice job, and they're off to a great start. So very, very good Arizona basketball team. They have great length, great size. They've got really talented players, and so we're excited to welcome them to Champaign, to the State Farm Center. It's one of the things I said I was going to continue to try to do was prepare our team for Big Ten play. We're obviously 2-0 in that. Now it's back to non-league games here for a little bit. And continue to grow and prepare ourselves for January and February with the remaining 18 games we have left in conference play. So great challenge ahead of us and a fast-paced Arizona team, and we'll have to play really well.
Fred, what do you like about setting it up with a home and home versus an MTE environment with high-level competition?
Our fans get to see us. I mean, our fans get to see high-quality opponents in our building, and so many times we only play these games in venues that are neutral sites, and I think it's one of the great travesties that, and not that I'm against MTEs, but I think it's one of the great travesties that happen in college basketball. We don't play home and homes, and our fans deserve the opportunity to see us play really good games. And we've tried to do that here since I've been here, and it prepares you to go on the road in Big Ten play when you play these opponents and play this level. You're not in culture shock when the first time you go see a packed house. So I love these games. I think it's what's great for college basketball. It's great for sports, and I think our players enjoy playing games like this. So, but most of this is very fan based. I think it's great for our fans not to just see bye games all the time, but to see high level opponents come in, and I love going on the road as well for these games.
And sort of along that line is, so like Texas playing Gonzaga, just how important could games like this be for college basketball as a whole, especially at this point of the season, like that first month-ish?
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of things. I think one, we're in a lull, we're in between football season and bowls. Great opportunity but most importantly, I think it's the opportunity to prepare your team. I think we forget about preparation for our team, and every team's different, every year's different. We're trying to win a Big Ten championship, and that's our goal. You win a Big Ten championship, you're really a basketball team. What helps us prepare to win a Big Ten championship? And it's playing games like this, and playing different styles, playing different philosophies, and it's always been my motto. It's always been my belief, and you're not. We're understanding who we are and dealing with adversity when you play games like this. And obviously, Arizona presents some problems and some different areas and challenges, and we've got to be able to handle those as we move into January, February.
But generally speaking, is that up-tempo style, does that play to your strengths as a team, or would you rather slow things down and make it into a half-court game?
It never hasn't. I mean, it's always been, we've always taken a lot of pride in being able to run with anybody, and we've been at the top of that food chain, at the Power 5 level anyway. And it's not that we can or we don't. We do. Whatever the scenario is, we want to be able to play that way. But playing up tempo, playing fast is something that our guys thrive in. We've got an extremely fast point guard in Trent Frazier. We've got guys who can run, and taking those opportunities when they're there is something we're going to continue to always do.
Brad, obviously getting guys healthy and back has helped in these last 5 games, but has there been an understanding of role identification among the guys? Just so maybe what goes into kind of building that?
Playing together and playing actually helps those a lot. Everybody starts to identify those roles. Everybody starts to identify through execution on the offensive end where shots come from. The other team sets some of those standards by how they handle you in a scouting report. And all those things happen kind of organically and naturally. And yet there are conversations that have to happen and understand that we don't want player A taking a shot, 4 seconds in when he's guarded. When it might be an okay shot for somebody else. But again, it's starting to happen. It's starting we're starting to mature into the roles, and that's kind of happens naturally.
Arizona's got 5 starters from 5 different countries, and you've got 3 in benches. What changed college basketball that you come from the players coming from all over in the last, maybe just been more common in the last 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, I think, you look at what Tommy did at Gonzaga when he was there. They had a ton of international guys. Sean Miller, the previous coach there, went that direction, and all those guys are international kids. We've had our fair share of those here. Basketball is a worldwide sport, and the world has caught up with us in the United States. We're not just that dominant team anymore. That you look at the NBA, the NBA's got just a plethora of international guys. Some of the best players in the NBA are international guys. Their IQ, their feel, their skill set is something that is unparalleled. And it's we would all, the basketball world's kind of a small fraternity. We have access to people worldwide, and through video and streaming and so on and so forth. So I love international kids, and obviously Tommy's had a lot of success in his past, and obviously Sean, prior to his leaving, started to believe in him, and they got a team for him.
When you look at the size that they have on their roster and the way they defend the paint, what's key for Kofi to get the most out of this matchup and have to do his thing?
Kofi's got to be Kofi. We got to, I think it's more about our other guys understanding opportunities. They're going to double Kofi. It's what they do. They're a strong side double team. They get into 4 rotations. They're very good at it. They force 23% of all post-ups end up in turnovers. Kofi's got to be a big boy, and he's got to play big boy basketball, and not let the double team bother him. And we've seen him, facilitate. We've seen him make great passes this year. He's got to take his opportunities when they're there, and they do throw a lot of size at you. And Loco and Bolo are big guys, and Tubulus, and they can throw size at you. So, but where they've been really effective is with the double team.
Brad, have you seen anything with Jeff that's specifically about how he's been able to help Kofi develop, maybe even before he promoted it?
Yeah. Well, I think Jeff and Kofi had an unbelievable relationship. I think they've nurtured a relationship that is extremely strong, and that's on the individual basis. That's not basketball. That's just personal. And and then that's the one thing Jeff is. Jeff is a tremendous big coach. He understands it. He had a lot of success at Evansville along his stops with other big guys, and he knows that position. He knows that aspect of it. So he's continued to expand Kofi's knowledge and his growth, and that relationship, that personal relationship, is built on trust, and I think that's continued to help Kofi grow.
Specifically, we've been able to help Kofi with for side, helping Kofi with free throw shooting. That's something we've seen since the offseason. We've been able to sample.
Yeah, I still haven't figured that out because Jeff is broke. God, on Friday he was a bad free throw shooter, but no, that's fact. That's that thing had more. Jeff was not a good free throw shooter. He fake sick, fake hurt to get him out of the game at the end of the game. But he has helped. He's given him tremendous confidence, and he's worked with him a lot on it. And his ability to understand. I think Kofi's maturing. He's learning to focus. He's learning to concentrate. He's not worried about being tired or breathing hard when he shoots free throw now, and that's maturity.
Coach, Omar King's been kind of up and down. Was really good against Rutgers, only played a few minutes against Iowa. What do you need from him against Arizona on Saturday?
A lot of good minutes. Needs to be productive. He's a guy that can help us, and I think he's a guy that kind of fell into some tough luck the other night. His not playing wasn't due to him as much as it was he got into a bad rhythm, and the game changed that way. And we played Ben, but he'll be good. He'll be good for him.
When you've got your game focus on, do you notice this thing, the Strike the Stadium?
Yeah, I know all about it. I put all those orange and blue and T-shirts in the stand yesterday, and then I bailed about 3 rows up because I realized that there's like 7 million rows and I need some help. I don't want to do it anymore. So no, it's this is about, man. This is what college sports should be about. It's fun. It's if we create a memory and a fun day, and gosh darn, I mean it's what this is meant to be. It's a lot of fun and a lot of energy, and 2 really good teams doing battle. And this year it's in front of our fans. 2 years ago it was in front of theirs, and I like that stuff.
Can you, when you're on the bench and the players are on the bench, can you see it? Does it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to get one more about the role. You talk a lot about different processes and building this. What's it like for you guys as a coaching staff? Whether you're maybe nudging the role identification forward a little bit, or just watching it build. I mean, it seems like something you might enjoy.
Yeah, but I enjoy it. It can be very painstaking at times because you don't. This has been a different fall. This fall, with all the injuries, with all the with Kofi being suspended, with Bello out, and everything that we set to do has gone to another page. It's been back in the burn. It's in the back burner, and so you slowly start putting some of that stuff back in, but you gotta figure out how to win the game because the games are online. So the role identification has become a little bit of a process. And it's taken a little more time, and that's frustrating at times. But it's ultimately what this thing is about as you head into conference play. And as you want to be solidified, you want to know as you start heading into those. And that's what makes December conference games hard, is you could be unsettled in those rules. And we've always kind of been that. And we were this year, so it's been frustrating, but it's also the part I love about molding it and putting it together.
Any update on Bell for tomorrow?
Same as. Better. He's getting better. He's getting much better.
Players on this team were about 3 or 4 years old when the '05 game happened. You bring that up at all to them, show them tape, or is that just a cut in the past?
That's a long time ago. Our players don't even hardly know who Darren Williams was and Pete Brown. I mean, that's just, it's been that long ago. It was 16 years ago now. So, no, everything's new. Our fans remember the history, and there's a lot of it, but it doesn't go any further than that, so I'm not going to make it any bigger issue than it is.
Brad, I just wanted to know if maybe the LPAP comes out anytime later this holiday season like it did yesterday.
I don't know how it look. I mean, I got big enough ears anyway. I'm not sure I need the damn elf ears to, but no, it's a great time of year. And y'all don't know I love Christmas. I decorate my house. I love it. I sit in the office all the time and listen to Christmas music, literally from start to finish. So I love this time of year.
You're probably not looking at the net rankings in December or thinking about resumes.
What are those?
What?
What? No, I have not. So
The idea that this could be a game that matters to either side down the road, does that go through your top analysis at all?
No. It's early December, and I know we got 18 extremely hard games coming in league play. So the net, we're going to play people. We do every year. You have no idea how they play out in the conference. Who wins, who doesn't. I mean, Rio Grande Valley could win their league. You don't know. You play the teams that you think are the best and can help you. And so I don't. I'm being very serious. I have looked one time at a net ranking or will I until late January probably.
Talking about roles, I know he was hampered early on, but Austin Hutcherson, is there room there for more minutes and a bigger role?
Not for a while. He's out. He's still fighting this. He came back and then he got sick and was out for 7 8 days with the flu. And then came back and was re-aggravated that pubis bone injury that caused him to be out before. So we miss him. He can help us, and yet he's got to get 100%.
On a follow-up to the Bell deal, how much discussion is there in this process that we got to be fair to the young man in the sense of he's been out for a long time and to expect him to just jump right back in and he did everything you asked him to do this?
I don't plan on bringing him back until he can do everything I expect him to do. And I think that's no mistake. I mean, we are, I don't care who it is, whether it's somebody with the flu or whether it's somebody with an injury. I mean, we're not going to bring them back to ever not be the best that they can be and jeopardize anything that has anything to do with their well-being.
If I can get one more on Hutcherson, it seems like he's kind of had a string of really tough breaks. What are the conversations like with him to try to keep him in the right space?
Yeah, it's just it's probably a challenge that will help him much later in life, deal with some adversity. And good, bad, unfortunate, devastating. I think you can look at all those adjectives, and that's what we feel, because nobody believes in Hutch more than me and his ability, and just trying to get back and comfortable. And now you get something that just aggravates that guy. So we got the back in a great place and healthy, and now at some point he'll be back and he'll be able to start going, and we hope that that's the last of it.
But they're leading scorer, they're not winning. It's a pretty tough matchup. Have you seen a lot of tape line and what do you think of this game?
I haven't watched any tape on Arizona at all. I had to say that. I haven't watched any of them. He's a really good player. He's what they look like. Guys. He's a, he's a 6'7", really athletic. Saw him in high school. Saw him growing up. He's a guy that has extreme bounce. He's a leader in the open court. He's a dead eye. I mean, he's a really good perimeter shooter. He's gonna be a next level guy. That's what they look like. And he plays with tremendous motor. But his athleticism is really good.
Anything else?
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's good. Just clear something up. Content, creative videos aside, we need the fans to wear those colors. That's why we set this out. We do not put out 16,000 t-shirts, so the fans need to wear those colors.
I put up 46, and that was enough.
46 more than that.
I think there's a couple pictures on the